welcome to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. Today's look is this one here, and it was created using the Natasha Denona Mini Zendo eyeshadow palette. And I've gone for a very kind of natural skin look with some very soft bronzing and sort of colouring to the face with a nice nude lipstick, no lashes, no sort of strenuous eyeliner or anything like that. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and if you want to see how I created this look, just carry on watching. So to start off with, I've gone in with my Embryolisse cream. I've applied this all over my face as like a base kind of primer for my skin. Before I go into foundation, I'm actually going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. This is like a kind of hybrid between a foundation and like a glowy primer. I'm going to just kind of apply it on the high points of my face. That gives such a beautiful glow. I don't know if you can see that shine. For foundation, I'm going to use the Bare Minerals Bare Pro foundation. This is in the shade Golden Ivory 08, and it's quite a nice sort of fluidy, buildable formula that is not too heavy. It feels really light on the skin, and it gives a really nice coverage as well. So I'm just going to use this It Cosmetics foundation brush. I've just applied a tiny amount. I'm going to start off in the centre and just kind of bring that out. So just to deal with some light discoloration under my eyes, I'm going to use the Soft Matte Concealer by NARS. This is in the shade Honey, and I'm going to use the other side of this brush and just apply a tiny amount on the areas that are a little bit discoloured, and just kind of blend that in with my fingers. Just a tiny bit here. And you only need a tiny bit with colour correctors, because you don't want to apply like a different colour to areas that don't need the correction, otherwise you're going to have to deal with kind of fixing that as well. And in terms of concealer, I'm going to use the Born This Way concealer. This is the multi-use sculpting concealer in the shade Vanilla, and this is quite a full coverage concealer. So I'm not going to use a huge amount. I'm just going to apply a tiny bit here and a little bit here. Just going with the fingertips as well, just to kind of press that in. So it's good to kind of look on the head and see. My mirror's sort of here, so I'll just try and bring it a little bit more closer. Looking on the head, and just can kind of see the hollow areas here, and just apply a little bit more concealer to give a little bit more brightness to counteract the shadow that it's causing. So for setting my under eye concealer, I'm going to go in with the Pat McGrath under eye setting powder. This is in the shade Light. This is what it looks like, and I'm going to use a sort of small fluffy Real Techniques brush and just kind of press that in, and then set the under eye area. This is really good because it is extremely finely milled. It does not make your under eye area look cakey at all, and it sets it and just kind of illuminates it. And for the brows, I'm going to use my Precision Brow Pencil by NYX. This is what it looks like. This is the fine sort of, it's got a slanted tip for the application, and then you've got a spoolie at the end. I don't really need to do too much work, but I'm just going to define the ends. like so. It's been a good 2 years now that I've had my microblading, and hopefully I can get a top up done soon. Just fill in those gaps. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some sort of loose setting powder. This is the Illamasqua translucent sort of loose setting powder. I'm going to go in with that same brush that I used for my under eyes. I'm going to kind of reinforce that setting and just kind of set everything around here. And we're going to go in with the Natasha Denona Mini Zendo palette. This is a really cute palette. It's got some really sort of pretty warm peachy kind of shades in there, as you can see. 5 shades. You've got 2 mattes, so this one and this one is a matte, and then you've got 3 shimmers, and that one is the darker colour. I can do a swatch for you, so we'll start off with the one at the end. That's this shade here, and then we'll go in with the next sort of shimmer shade. Looks like that. And then the sort of greeny kind of shade here, which looks like that. And then this other matte shade will go on this side, which kind of looks like that. And then, do I have a finger? Let's see, is this one. This shade here at the end, and we'll place that here. And that is what it looks like. So these are the shades. Start off with, I'm going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills A10 Big Fluffy Blending Brush. I'm going to use this shade here. And I'm just going to kind of look on her head and just sort of place that into my crease. I'm going to do a very sort of easy kind of go-to look today. Nothing too technical, relatively easy, and quite sort of a little bit glam as well. I'm going to go in with this shade here at the end and just kind of place that in my crease just to give a little bit of depth. And using that same first brush, just kind of blend everything out. So with a slightly smaller brush, this is a Smashbox brush. I'm going to go in with that darker shade here and just kind of stamp that in on the outer edge. And bring it into the crease area. I'm using that same fluffy brush, blending it all in, just to give a little bit of depth. Again, sort of intensifying that crease area. And I think I'm going to use this shade here. Kind of green shade with my middle finger, and I'm just going to apply that all over my lid. For underneath the eyes, I'm going to use that 217 brush again. I'm going to go in with that shade on the end, and I am just going to run it along my bottom lash line and just kind of meet it on the outer edge there, just so it kind of blends in nicely. And with that same Smashbox brush, I'm just going to go in with this one here, a tiny bit on the very outer edge, just to give it a little bit more definition. I think what I might do is with this shade here, I'm just going to pop that in a part of my eye, just to kind of warm it up a little bit there. So we'll leave the eyes there for now. I'm just going to go back to skin, and I think for bronzing I'm going to use my Soleil Tan de Chanel bronzer, and I'm going to use a Real Techniques brush here and just kind of swirl it around and sort of place that over here just to warm things up a little bit. And for blush, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. This is what it looks like. I'm just going to use a fluffy brush and just kind of apply that like so. Going back to the eyes, I'm going to use this Marc Jacobs eyeliner. I'm just going to sort of run that through my top lashes, just to give it a little bit of thickness, or the illusion of thickness. So I'm just going to use an angle brush. This is a Crayolan brush, and I'm just going to sort of make sure that's all blended in. Smudge it out a little bit and just bring it out. Like that. I'm going to curl my lashes using my Dior lash curler. This is really gentle on the eyes, it does not pinch at all. For mascara, I'm going to go in with this one from Maybelline. It's the Falsies Lash Lift. I really like this one because it gives you a nice bit of thickness and an actual sort of lifted lash look as well. So just to give a little bit more of a blurred effect, I'm going to use this pressed powder by Sisley. It's called Blur Expert. Just going to press that in. And for lips, I'm actually going to use two. I'm going to use 2 shades of Natasha Denona's I Need a Nude lipstick. I'm going to start off with this one. It's in the shade Alison. It's quite a nice sort of beigey pink kind of colour. And on top of that, I'm going to use the shade Avril. This is quite a nice sort of pinky shade, as you can see. I'm just going to apply that in the centre. So this is the final look. I hope you all like it. This is a very simple, easy, everyday kind of makeup look. And I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions or any comments, please mention them down below. And press the like button if you have liked this video. Until the next one, take care. See you. Bye.